All right, Eddie Pappani is back, and we're both playing The Last of Us 2, Chapter 2, so get ready for a review with spoilers. So, welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
It's a me,
Dario.
Woohoo! Let's go!
So, I'm joined here once again by host of the show, Eddie Pappani, the guardian of the galaxy far, far away. That's how I've been calling you from now on.
Okay.
Yeah, do you like it?
Okay, I guess.
Is it okay? You have a better nickname?
No, I mean, I would have to
the
think about
Oracle, the former mayor of the Mesa. Are those better?
it. That's not bad. I mean, that's what I'm normally called, but whatever. I'll be.
Well,
I'll be
here
whatever say.
you will be known as the guardian of the galaxy far, far away.
Okay, it's not bad.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Okay, what else do you want me to say? My fourth appearance.
Fourth appearance, yes. How you feeling?
Well, I'm a record holder.
But by far.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So I appreciate you coming back.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, this one I had to.
Of course.
I'm
'cause-
defending an honor of something else.
Yes, and we will be talking, by the way, spoiler alert. We will be talking massive spoilers, not of the whole game, but we will be talking Last of Us Chapter 2. Chapter 2, highly controversial game. And from the very beginning, you and I were at odds because of certain things. I was skeptical about certain stuff. But
Yeah, well, you're wrong, and I'm right, as usual.
Maybe. But so far, we're about, I'm about 13 hours in, you're about 16 hours in.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to talk about this time. We're not going to go about the whole thing. We're just
Right.
going to stay there. And please don't spoil stuff for me.
Me either.
Like I'm as far as the hospital. You know where that is.
Oh, please.
Don't spoil stuff for
Child's
me.
play.
All right. So let's talk. Let's start with the non-controversial stuff. So the controversy here would be the story. So let's talk about
Wait, who says who?
the internet.
Okay, well,
So-
then they're never wrong.
Well, the internet has hated this game. Like the user score is like 3.5.
So I guess it depends. I don't know where you're looking. I don't know what you're talking about because when I posted took a picture of the game with me with it for Father's Day, and I posted it, and every comment I got was all positive. Played the game, it's phenomenal. I love it. You're gonna have so much fun. Blah blah blah. And I don't know, what you're looking at or what you're seeing. I have seen a couple of things of people saying, that they didn't like the game. It's not worth it. I have seen some of it, but I haven't seen like everybody hating on the game.
I know. Yeah, it's the user score that's the critics are saying it's like a 9 out of 10 stuff, but the user score on Metacritic it went down all the way down to 3.5. And so there's been a lot of controversy, and it's mainly around the story.
Okay.
That's the big issue. But we'll talk about the story a little bit after. So let's talk about the things that we do enjoy. Gameplay. So compared to the first one, how do you feel about this one?
I love everything about this game so far. I mean, I've enjoyed every part of it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous
Visually,
to look
yes.
at. It is funny playing as many video games as I have, and if you have, that they can make these just incredible looking landscapes and incredibly detailed things, but they still can't make hair.
Yeah.
What I don't understand why it's so difficult. I mean, you make a freaking tree look exactly like a tree.
Yeah.
You can make, a person look like a person, but we can't make hair. I don't understand it. It's like the most baffling thing to me in the world. Listen, I'm not a computer programmer. I'm sure it's very difficult, but you can make the Space Needle, and I'm like, okay, that looks exactly like the Space Needle, but you can't make hair. Like, it's weird.
It's only human hair.
Yes.
Because with animals, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like feathers, they make them look great.
It's crazy. So anyway, that's another point here. But the gameplay has been fun.
Mm-hmm.
I've really enjoyed it. I don't know how you play games like this. For me, I figured out I enjoy the hunt and the gather more than I actually do the killing and the action.
Okay.
I love hunting for stuff. So I will never leave a building or a room without completely scoping everything out to find and scavenging
I'm a
stuff.
completionist too. Every single thing.
I love it.
And then if I find something, there's a little bit something here, and I can use the resource so I can gather more, great. I'm a gatherer.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So that I love. I love that there's so much to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what's been really fun. There's been some challenging parts of like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this room. And then eventually you figure it out and, all that stuff.
It's a puzzle.
A lot of the times I'll have to go through walkthroughs and things like that. This game, I haven't had to do that yet.
Okay.
I'm kind of proud of that. Because
should
sometimes
be.
I get stuck, and I'm like, okay, how would I ever know that I had to move this block here to jump on this peg to get out of the, so it's always kind of tough sometimes, or I just can't beat a boss, and then I'll finally go, oh, that's how you beat him. But this time I haven't had to do a walkthrough or kind of a cheat yet, and I've just played straight through, and I've figured it out, and I've loved it. I've really enjoyed it.
All right. As far as combat goes, what type of player are you? Because I'm a stealth kill. If I can do everything stealth kill, I'll do it. I don't like using bullets.
Me either.
I like saving every single one of my bullets.
Not only do I like saving the bullets, I always am fearful if I shoot a gun, I'm going to get swarmed.
Yes.
How can they not hear this? How can they add these clickers or any kind of zombie guy not hear me using a shotgun to kill one of these guys? And so I always get scared to do that. So I'm a big fan of the stealth kill too. But a lot of times you can't. You just can't. You hide and then they see you and you're like, oh crap.
Damn it.
Now I got to kill off 17 guys.
And also to me, there's something of I gotta save these shotgun shells for when I really need them. You never know.
I don't think that far ahead normally, which is cost me a lot. But I mean, it depends. It depends where I'm at, what I'm doing, stuff like that. If I can hide and kill, then I'm down with that.
Yeah, to me it's a lot more fun. That's why I love the bow and arrow.
Oh, okay. I was going to mention the bow and arrow, but I'm like, crap, I can't remember if you
Yes,
have the bow
I have
and
it,
arrow
yes.
yet. Bow and arrow is fantastic because it's quiet, and you can off these idiots pretty easily if you do it. If you're crouching and you kill them with the bow and arrow, it's pretty nice. It's a nice weapon to have. But then again, you're going to run out of arrows. You got to craft them. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, and so far in this game, as far as I am, they've added three new types of enemies. The dogs, which I hate. Those stupid dogs.
I hate the dogs, dude. There was one point in the game, and I'm not going to say it because again, I don't know where you're at. I think it's the first time you meet the dogs.
Okay.
So you probably been there.
It's
It was
like
one of the
Hillcrest?
it's one of the compounds they're at. Dogs show up. You're like, what? And they can smell my scent. Like, what the hell?
What am I supposed to do here?
I could not beat that level for a while. I died like 4 or 5 times.
Seriously?
Until I finally go, all right, I got to start, dropping some landmines here and blowing these fools up and try to figure it out. And then finally, I think I just ran because I was like, I'm tired of dealing with these dogs.
Yeah, screw them. Yeah. So yeah, the dogs, I hate them, but they changed up the game enough that you have to change your strategy.
Fun.
Before it's pretty simple. You just hide, get behind them. Eventually, you'll be able to kill everybody. Now with the dogs, you can't do that anymore.
Right. They sniff you out.
Exactly, stupid dogs. They also added the Shramblers.
Yeah.
You had issues with the Shramblers the first time you saw them.
Very tough to beat. Is it Shramblers or Scramblers?
They said them both ways.
Okay, I'm not even sure. But that was a difficult one for a little bit, trying to figure out. Okay, I can't seem to get by this. They're doing this noxious gas at me. You can't kill them hand to hand.
No.
And so that took a little bit of trial and error to finally go. Okay, the landmine is key for me.
Really?
Figuring out that landmine and getting the bigger bosses, like those kind of guys, to trip on that thing, it does a lot of damage to them, and then you can eventually shotgun them to death or whatever you need to do. But that was a little bit tricky for me too.
I haven't used a single landmine.
They're fun.
Really?
Oh yeah. Listen,
to me, it's a noise thing. It's like, I'm going to attract too much attention.
But when you're going to run into another one that you haven't seen yet, another creature that you haven't seen yet, I think you have to use the landmine on because you can't. I mean, they're very tough.
Really?
Very tough to beat, and they just take so much damage. And you're like, well, this is probably the most powerful weapon I have. It does the most damage, I think, so far in the game, and so you really can use them really well. And then there's another part I want to tell you about that I can't tell you about that it comes in massively handy in.
Okay.
So you should start figuring out how to use it. It's a little bit tricky where you have to set it and then hit another button to release it, and then if somebody trips on it and touches it, then it goes off.
Okay. But if you step on it, it also triggers it,
Yes.
so you have to be aware of it?
Yeah, you got to be really aware of it.
All right.
But it's a really good weapon to have.
Okay. I have them. I don't know. When I could also get the explosive arrows, I was like, I'm going to choose to spend my resources on that.
Yeah.
Because that seems more fun.
I still haven't made one yet. I have the arrows, and I keep forgetting about them, and then I go, oh, I'm going to craft one, and then I don't have the right supplies. I'm like, damn it. So I still haven't crafted one yet.
That's why you have to get all of them. You have to get every single
I know.
supply you
Tell
can
me about
find.
it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And
I'm more
so-
concerned about my health kit always.
Really?
Always.
The medikits?
I'll have to have 3 health kits at every time. Just in case
as soon as I use it, I craft another one.
I immediately craft another one because I know at some point I'm going to be screwed, and I got to have one ready to go.
Exactly. Smart.
Yeah.
And did you use all the medicine to up to the medikit that gives you more health?
My supplements.
That's where you got to start.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people always make fun of me like, dude, why do you go for health first? Because you need
the key
health.
to the game.
Yes.
I do that for every game I do. It's always, can increase your health point by 1 or whatever. I'm always go health.
Yeah.
And I don't.
You don't want to attack or something.
Damage.
No.
Damage is cool and causing further things or more capacity or what. All that stuff is great, but health is obviously the number one. It's the number one thing in life, and it's the number one thing in the game.
Wow.
Thank you. Wise words here from the Oracle.
Exactly. Yes. You know what? I'm going to quote you on that. I'm going to put that. I'm going to put that in your grave.
Thank you. Whoa. Man, I'm healthy.
That would be very ironic.
Yeah.
All right, but to me, what I did with the Shramblers is the first time I saw them, freaked the fuck out. I was like, this is a big dude. I got a big gun, so I went ham on them with a shotgun. Yeah. They died. Okay. So to me, I was like, all right. It's the same as any other villain. Shoot them enough and they'll die. So
but you got to be aware because they will just keep coming. They just keep coming for you. And so, like with some of the other ones, you shoot them once or maybe twice and they're down. Mm-hmm. You just got to keep going with those guys or else they just keep coming. And then if they get too close, you're done.
Yeah. To me, I just kept shooting. And if it went down, it went down. Yeah. And so it worked. Fortunately. Yeah. It took I remember the first one took 5 shots.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it died.
Well, good thing you had enough ammo.
Exactly. That's why I save it. That's why I don't use I save my shotgun only for the big boys.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
All right. So the other enemy to me has been my favorite so far, the Stalker.
Okay. So, so the Stalker, that's the other one I was going to tell you about with the landmine works really well for. So the Stalker, these guys come out of everywhere, all over the place, and you never see them coming. Mm-hmm. And so what's great about the landmine, what I did is I basically cornered myself and I put a landmine where they were coming in. And then so I had that basis covered. And then I basically paid attention to the other side of the wall. And so they were sneaking in and I would kill them. And then once the landmine got trapped, I go, okay, got them there because they were coming out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. So it worked perfectly. And my strategy was awesome. It worked.
That's very smart.
Yeah, thank you.
that sounds like the way that people should go for that.
It was killer gameplay, I'm telling you. Yeah, because I was struggling for a little bit because I was like, where are these guys coming from?
Yeah.
And why can't I ever see them? And I felt like, you know what? There's got to be a better way to do this. Mm-hmm. And so once I put the landmine down and then I had that side covered, then I could only concentrate on this side and they were sneaking around and I would take them out.
Yeah, no, what I did is I could see them in the distance. I remember it's like a hallway.
Sometimes they hide terribly.
The first time one came out in the building in Seattle, I was like, holy fuck, what the hell is that? Yeah. And to me, that was a game changer. Because before, you're the hunter, right? Here, you're the hunted.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying because they hide sometimes they hide terribly, sometimes they hide really well.
And they're not an easy kill either. Mm-hmm. If they get a hold of you and you got to break their grip and then you use your blade to try and kill them, it takes about 7-8 swipes at them to finally get them to go down.
Yeah.
So it's tricky, and you got to keep dodging. Otherwise they get a hold of you and you're done.
That's the key is melee weapon. Always you have to up it. You have to fix it up so that it
helps.
Yeah. So to me, that's what I did. Like if I saw one in the distance at the end of the hallway, I just used my sniper rifle, and that attracted them to me. And so either I hit him with the brick, to stun him, and then you off him. The brick is my favorite weapon. By the way,
I'm not a brick guy.
I love the brick.
See,
the brick is the funnest part.
The brick was fun when you were breaking the tripwires. That was good. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I don't ever use the brick.
I love the brick.
Okay.
To me, it's like I love running at you, throwing it in your face when you're stunned.
So are you always equipped with just the brick ready to go?
That or a bottle, yeah. When I'm walking around, I always have either a brick or a bottle, yeah.
See, I'm always just a gun guy. I'm just always carrying my gun. But maybe I'll go brick.
It helps, honestly. Like
it stuns him, and then you can just go up and kill him.
Yeah, and you can save your bullet. The thing that I didn't like is that they took away being able to use the gun as a melee weapon. I remember in the first one, Joel could hit him with the shotgun with the rifle. Boom.
I don't know how you remember that. I have not the best memory of the game because how long ago did that come out? 5 years ago?
Almost 10 years ago.
Was it 10?
Almost, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was PS3.
Yeah, I remember bits and pieces of it, but there's parts of we're going to talk about the story that they're referenced that I have no memory of that. I'm like, in fact, I don't even know why everybody's mad at Joel. The thing I'm like, okay, I know he saved Ellie at the end, and that caused massive controversy. I'm assuming that's why everybody's pissed, But I'm like trying to figure out why does everybody hate Joel? Like, I don't even remember.
Well, before we get into the story, they took away that, which bugged me, but I get it. Ellie's a little bit smaller. She uses another weapon. But the thing that I didn't like is since you could use the rifle as a weapon, you could save your melee weapon for something else. Now, immediately, Ellie always goes with a melee weapon, so it lasts fewer hits.
Right.
Which annoys me because, again, I like saving my resources. I like saving all my stuff. I don't know
You're
why.
really stingy on those bullets, man.
It's the end of the world. You got to save your resources.
All right.
You never know.
But they're all ammos all over the place, man.
But again, the noise, the issue. I take it very seriously.
All right.
Take it very realistically.
Yeah.
Especially there was a with the scars. The first time the scars came out, it's a huge area. There's like 20 of them. So if you make noise in the beginning, it's 20 of them that's coming after you.
Yeah.
It makes it very difficult.
I understand.
But yeah. But all right. So that's gameplay stuff. Fun.
And you're enjoying that?
I'm enjoying the gameplay. Yes, that's the thing that I was happy because at first I was very upset that I bought the game.
Sorry?
Yeah, I was upset that I bought the game in many ways because now we're gonna get into the story part, right? Before the game came out, there were a bunch of leaks about the story, and then so my kid brother Eric, he read all that stuff and he saw all the video clips of the people who had played the game, and he told me, "Dude, you're gonna fucking hate that game.
Why?
You're gonna fucking hate it," because.
So he's already put the thought in your head.
Yeah, so I had that in the back of my mind.
God.
I was like, oh my God. And the reason I loved the first one was the story.
It's great.
The strongest part of that game is the story.
I can't wait till if they ever make the movie, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for it.
Who would you cast?
Well, it's changed now. Back when it was, back then I had thoughts on who should play both of them. And now I'm going to have to really think about it and go, okay, well, who makes sense 10 years later? Who makes sense for Joel? Who makes sense for Ellie?
I'm still a Hugh Jackman guy.
Yeah, that would be really good. He would be perfect for that role. Yeah, that makes sense. I like it.
Ellie used to be Ellen Page, but
I think everybody thought that. But now she's like 40, and so it doesn't really make any sense anymore for her.
And I think she sued because they made the character look like her, and she was in another game at the same time, so she was like, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
But all right, so story. And I said, my kid brother put this idea in my head that I'm going to hate it. And he told me a quote that the writer-director of the game said. And he said, I care more about putting my ideology in the game than making a good game. So, and to me, that's just the worst way of making anything. The most important thing when making a game should be making a good game, not injecting your ideology into it.
Okay.
And so the thing that a lot of people are hating about the game is that the story doesn't make sense, because they're trying to force stuff down your throat that don't make any sense there.
So I don't have this feeling at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what about it doesn't make sense.
All right.
Explain that to me, because I've never felt that way.
Okay, so at the beginning of the game, first off, the big controversy, the thing that everybody hated universally, it's the spoiler alert again. Spoiler alert. Joel gets killed at the beginning, right?
Sort of the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, but let's say 30 minutes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know.
And you had to use the girl.
It's the basis of the rest of the story.
Pretty much, yeah. And so that really bothered me for a lot of reasons. First, and the big one is I don't mind them killing off characters. I'm a Game of Thrones fan.
I honestly thought Joel was going to be dead when we started the game, so this didn't shock me that much at all.
Honestly, I would have preferred that.
Okay,
that would have been better because the opening of the game where he does the cover for Pearl Jam is. To me, that was like the greatest thing. I was so worried going into the game. They did that scene, and the whole interaction was like, okay, maybe there's still hope here. I'm excited. It was a very beautiful scene.
Yeah,
I was very excited for it, and so that put me a little bit at ease. Then they kill off Joel, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but it was so dramatic and kind of crazy. That's why I was like, oh my God. And obviously they don't really explain who these people are, why they killed Joel, all that stuff. And if you're upset about that, well, finish the game. Yeah. Let's find out.
But here's the thing. I don't care about the other people. I know Joel, I know Ellie, and I know Tommy.
Yeah.
And they completely went against who their characters are. We've been with Joel for a whole game. Like you played with Joel like 90% of the game. We've been with Ellie for a while because she's with him most of the game.
What is it about him that was different?
All right, Joel,
he saved somebody.
Joel is
who was in danger.
Well, Joel is very paranoid. He always has his guards up, and he knows that he pissed a lot of people off. So he knows he has a lot of enemies. He doesn't trust people. So for him to just go willy-nilly into a room with a whole bunch of strangers who are armed makes no sense. The dude basically put his pants down and went in there.
Here, first of all, Dario, I'm not a big shocker here. You're thinking way too deep into this. This is where we always get into fights.
Uh-huh.
Whenever we have disagreements, you think way too much about things that don't make sense. So,
because I know the character.
You do, but this to me wasn't out of character. It was a situation where him and Tommy were ambushed and they were struggling, and then this girl shows up, right? And she helps them. And so she's obviously by herself. He doesn't think anything of that. There's obviously stragglers around all over the place. He helps her. That's not something that's something Joel would do. He'd help somebody. He's a hero. And so he helps her. There was, I'm pretty sure there was something going on, like a snowstorm or something, if I recall.
Yeah.
And so got to find shelter. And so she says, I have a camp. And he's not wary of her for some reason. And
which makes no sense for Joel.
I disagree with you. He was just in a battle with her. She helped them.
Well, he saved her first.
Right. So, but she fought alongside them. Did she not?
She did.
Okay. So that gained his trust a little bit, I guess.
And also, I think you have this really weird idea who Joel is. And I think this comes with
weird idea of who Joel is?
Joel kind of killed humanity. Like, he sentenced humanity to death. Like, if you remember, at the end of the game...
For what reason?
For Ellie.
Right.
Exactly. So, for selfish reasons.
So, would I give up my daughter?
I would not expect you to. That's why everybody understands... Nobody blames Joel for what he did.
So then what's my weird opinion of Joel?
Well, that he's not really a hero.
But he's the hero of the game. You understand that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And so...
the point is, Joel's a guy who makes hard choices to protect his people. His people in that situation is not this random girl that I just met, who is way more buff than she should be for an apocalyptic situation. It's my brother and myself and Ellie.
Okay.
So the fact that he still even has the name Joel is insane.
But what?
Yeah,
Dario, you
dude,
make no sense.
I don't know what you're talking the Fireflies were a terrorist organization, right?
Okay.
And so he pissed them off epically.
Yeah.
And so the Fireflies are going to be searching for a Joel and an Ellie. You change your name like that.
Okay.
Like, immediately. And
I thought this deep into it again.
I'm very deep into it.
I can see that.
Like, the snow thing bothers me because snow absorbs sound. So how could they be tracking them in the snow that badly?
What?
Snow absorbs sound.
Okay, but again, who's thinking like that?
Logical people.
You ruin everything by doing that.
I didn't ruin it.
Yes, you are. You're giving up. You have to give up some sense of reality when you're playing a video game or watching a TV show about fucking dragons, man. Like, it's not real life, dude.
Like, I get
so
it.
you have to go, okay, you're right, but who fucking cares, dude? You're playing a video game, man.
I care because they could have done it in a way that for example, all right,
you'll never enjoy anything then, Dario.
I will enjoy things. I will.
It's fantasy.
Things have to be made well. For example, the writer, he wrote Joel. He knows who Joel's character is. He knows his strengths and weaknesses. He could have used that, knowing Joel, to actually kill him off in a way that made sense.
Now,
for example, and this is always the perfect example for me, in Game of Thrones, they killed off Ned Stark using his honor as the weapon. So to me, it's like, all right, that he knew the character, he knew specifically what was the thing that would have made sense for the audience, for the character, for that world. Here, it was like, all right, well, Joel's this guy who would never do this. So now let's make him do exactly that. And then Tommy, a guy who we know is a badass killer too, would never do this. Let's just make him get incapacitated immediately. And then Ellie, who is also a badass killer, is going to walk into a room and not check it or not shoot or anything and get captured too. Like, 3 guys who are extremely capable killers and survivalists immediately get captured with their pants down for no reason, and it makes no sense character-wise.
Listen, this didn't bother me in the slightest. It's part of the story. You can't continue on with the story without that incident to happen. It's the basis for the entire game. If you don't like it, okay, then you don't like the game. It doesn't bother me, and I love the game. So that's where I'm at.
And to me, it takes it away for a lot of stuff. And also, I don't know if this is because I am somewhat of a writer too, and I hate when writers... Yeah, I write stuff. And it bothers me when writers do certain things just to... it's called lampshading. It's when... it came from old theater comedies.
You're not too deep now, right?
Yeah, I'm a little bit, right? But the term's called lampshading. It's because you know how in old theater, a character, when they're chasing them around on stage, they will put a lampshade on it, and not move, and everybody pretends they can't see it. So writers sometimes do that. It's like, I'm going to mention this, and that way we can pretend like it's not happening. So they did it twice at the beginning of The Last of Us, which really bothered me. The first one is the girl Abby mentions how fucking difficult it is to go into Jackson to find the guy that they need to find and kill him because it's going to be a whole town after them. So it's been mentioned, all right? And actually, that would have been interesting to see. It would have been actually interesting to maybe play as Abby and try to hunt Joel down. It could have been fun. So what does the writer do? Hey, let's put Joel out of the city into a very ridiculous situation, completely out of character, where he can get killed off. That way, that way this makes sense. So you see how that's really annoying?
No, that doesn't make any sense, but okay.
And then the other thing, and this is actually something that Dina mentions to Ellie. Hey, why do you think they left you and Tommy alive in there? Which is a question that the player has. Like, why did they leave those two alive? You know, if this girl was on a quest to murder somebody because of vengeance, the last thing you want to leave is witnesses who one of them actually says, I'm going to fucking kill you. So you don't want that on your head or chasing you afterwards. So why did they leave you alive? Ellie's answer was, it doesn't matter. They fucked up. Don't think about it. So to me, that's actually the writer telling the audience, don't fucking think about it. All right? It doesn't matter. Don't think about it.
He's also telling you it doesn't matter. So enjoy the game and play.
It does matter,
It
though.
matters to you.
Yeah, because I like logical stories.
Listen, that you have a point there. I don't know why you would, if you're in that kind of a situation, leave two characters alive. But that happens all the time in movies and TV shows. I can't tell you how many times in like The Walking Dead or something you go, oh, you didn't kill that fucking guy. You know he's coming back to kill you.
Yeah.
Like you're an idiot. But there's like this. Usually it's a moral issue. You know, usually the hero group or the hero person is like, well, you know, if I kill him, I'm as bad as him. You know, and they leave him alive, and then he comes back and gets him.
And in that situation, it makes sense. Here was the villain who just killed somebody, and somebody who's saying, I am going to fucking kill you.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, again, we don't know. We're not at the end of the game yet.
No.
Who knows if it is explained eventually?
Oh, but here's the thing that I think grinds my gears the most, and I believe it grinds the gears most of the, let's say, the audience. Mm-hmm. The reason, because the director did say why he killed off Joel in the beginning. And he says, well, it's because you have to kill off the patriarchy in order for Ellie, you know, to be able to blossom.
100%. That's what I've been saying the whole time. It's the basis of the whole game.
But it doesn't make any... So it's like you just want to force that to, again, push... That's an ideology thing. You're trying to force ideology down my throat just so that you can push it.
It's the whole game.
You could still have the same game,
How?
just done it well.
If I'm... this is a game about revenge, right?
Yes.
What are we trying to avenge if there's nobody dead?
Well,
do you just love Joel that much that you're mad that he's dead?
Joel is the main character in the first one. He's the guy I understand.
Now he's not.
Well,
Ellie's the main character.
And Ellie right now...
Move on, man. It's okay.
Ellie's great, but so far the driving force is not there.
The driving force is revenge.
She's not.
What are you talking about?
She's not even that angry. Like, I mean, she's angry, but she's not. She's not blinded by with fury. Like, she didn't go off immediately. In fact, she even said, like, if this would have been Joel, like, he would have been halfway to Seattle by now.
Yeah, because it's not a smart move to do what she's doing. To go hunt down a giant group of killers, and you know that have turned out to be bigger than what she actually thought, and to go by yourself to do that as a young female, it's madness. And so it's kind of smart that she's actually thinking about it. She knows she can't. She knows she's got to go do this, and so she's eventually decides, I'm going to go do this.
Also, a really weird thing: the bad guy's plan doesn't really make any sense. Like, they were in the middle of, from where I am right now, they had the scars kind of taken over so they're in the middle of the turf war. And you send, 10 of your most talented fighters over to commit a petty act of revenge? It doesn't make any sense. The story does not making any sense to me, Eddie. Also, how did they know exactly they were from Seattle? They have WLF. To me, that doesn't scream anything Seattle, but Tommy knew it immediately. And if Tommy knew that, this is a group of terrorists, and apparently they were affiliated with the Fireflies, what's the last thing you're going to do? Give him your fucking name.
Yeah, this name thing really bothers you, huh?
It bothers me a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
Well, none of this has bothered me. I think it's still awesome. You just, every disagreement we ever have is you thinking too deeply into something. It happened with Game of Thrones. It happened with Star Wars. It's happening with this. I mean, every disagreement we've had has been you going way deeper than I would even think to go to. So, if that's how you're going to play the game, I don't know. I don't know how you're ever going to enjoy it.
Well, I am playing the game, and I am enjoying it because the gameplay is fun.
Yeah.
It's just, it bugs me to no end when I can see, like, you actually had a good way of doing this and a bad way of doing it. Also, let's say, for example, the museum thing. Probably my favorite part of the game, when they're in the Museum of Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, this is the game that we wanted. Like, this is what this game should have been.
It's kind of the most boring part to me so far.
Really? Their interactions?
Yeah,
The Ellie Joel interactions?
Nothing happened. And you walk around, you look at the different dinosaurs, you get into the space capsule, and I mean, that's it.
But
Nothing
it's the
happened.
interaction that tells you, like, you didn't care. Maybe I just care more about Joel than you do.
You clearly love Joel, and you're
Joel's
very
the
upset.
best.
You're very upset about
Of course.
Joel. Again, I completely understood the story with you gotta kind of kill Joel for the entire story to take place, which is this game is 100% a story about revenge, whereas the first game was 100% a story about survival. And so we've just changed the parameters of the game, which I'm okay with. It's just a different game. It's a sequel. If it was the exact same thing, why do a sequel?
I mean, they could have. And there's a lot of interesting
Why?
stuff.
What's the point?
What do you
So
mean?
it's just you and Ellie, Joel and Ellie again, off on their what's the they're just surviving again, surviving more.
No,
Like, what's the basis
could have
of
been,
the game?
It could have been more Ellie central, but for another reason. You can
Could they
give
have
some.
killed Tommy and have the revenge factor be Joel and Ellie trying to find Tommy's killers?
Sure.
That you're okay with.
They could have
you just love Joel.
They could have just
love Joel.
They could have just kidnapped Joel. Like, they could have done and taken them to torture him.
But that's not. I wouldn't have been as mad.
So
It's about being mad.
it's about being mad.
Yeah, I'm mad they killed Joel, and the way they did it. Oh, I can't wait to find Abby.
They just took
dead.
they just took that out from The Walking Dead.
No, I mean, listen, a baseball bat with spikes on it, barbed wire. It's a little bit different than a golf club. I mean, I don't know.
Also, are you a little bit concerned because you've played as Abby in the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
Are you worried that they're going to make you play as her again?
I'll kill myself. Nobody wants to be Abby.
Nobody wants to be Abby.
No, she's horrible.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it was awful, and I didn't know that at the time. Now I feel real bad.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I wish you would have died.
Yeah,
Like, I shouldn't have
seriously.
saved her. Like,
Seriously. I've enjoyed it, and so nothing you said has changed my mind or brought me down, and I'm still.
I wasn't trying to bring you down. I was just.
You're just like those internet trolls. Man.
I'm not like the internet trolls. Like,
I haven't even played the game yet. It sucks. What? What are you talking about? Get out of here.
and I
Zero
played the
stars.
game. I'm enjoying the game. The game is fun.
So out
It's
of
just-
5 stars, what do you give it?
Out of 5
You're
stars.
going to go 3.5, right?
No, I'm not going to go 3.5. No.
Not even 3.5?
No, it's because the issue is just story. The gameplay has been fun. I'm actually enjoying the game. I'm actually there's points in the game where I've been terrified playing,
Yeah.
particularly with the stalkers. It's like
Yeah.
I'm very tense. I'm very nervous.
100%.
There's villains that
It's
are
worse,
really
by the way.
really
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So there's villains that I really want to kill. Like Abby, I really want to kill her.
Obviously.
But let's say I'd give it 7.5.
Out of 10?
Yeah, because because the story is bad to me, but it's not like horrifically bad. Gameplay, it's still got the janky things. Like your partner could be standing in front of a zombie and the zombie doesn't see it, so it's got a few bugs, glitches here and there. But the music's still really good.
Yeah.
Visually,
How do you like playing the guitar?
dude? It's fun.
It's great,
Like,
right?
Actually, you actually feel like
I know. I'm like, I'm playing the guitar. Yeah, I'm going to go 9.5.
9.5.
Absolutely. I've loved it. And, whereas I give the first game a 10 out of 10,
Okay.
I'll go 9.5 so far. But again, I'm not done yet.
What's the 9? What's the 5?
Because I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I got to have some room here to continue. So we'll see. We'll see what it ends up. But so far, I've loved it.
All right. So will you be back when the game's done?
If you want me to be.
All right. Sure. So
Fifth appearance?
Fifth appearance. Are we gonna race to see who finishes first?
I mean,
I'm catching up to
It's
it. It's on.
challenge?
It's on.
All right, bring it.
All right.